Good evening and welcome back to another episode of LTV News. It's already March and with spring break right around the corner, we're here to fill you in on all the big moments you may have missed. From the amazing career efforts of a LaSalle alum to some unusual crimes being committed in Center City and updates from City Council that are to affect the Kensington area.
And for all the latest updates beyond campus, we have a wonderful new exhibit right here at the Philadelphia Zoo. To a rogue horse in the city, the latest urgent announcements from Apple, and a miracle that saved a three-legged furry friend. All that and more right here on LaSalle TV News.
Welcome back to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney Ave to Philadelphia and the world. My name is Maddie Geyer, and I'm looking forward to this lineup of footage we have for you tonight.
And I'm Jackie Reyes. You're watching LTV News, LaSalle TV top spot for all the LaSalle and Philadelphia related info and events. There's a lot to catch up on in the next half hour, so don't go anywhere because for tonight's show, we have a lot of fun and interesting stories you won't want to miss. So let's get started.
The non-traditional career path of Jonathan Snyder, a graduate from LaSalle University. Despite not pursuing a traditional route after graduating, Snyder found success in his career at Amazon. He initially worked in sales and marketing roles before transitioning to the technology field. His determination, strategic thinking, and ability to adapt helped him excel in his role as a solution architect at Amazon Web Services. Snyder credits his education, critical thinking skills, and networking opportunities at LaSalle for preparing him for his career at Amazon. Overall, everyone can learn something about how non-traditional pathways can lead to success and emphasizes the importance of adaptability and continuous learning in today's rapidly changing job market.
LaSalle University will honor the Vice President of Marketing at Lincoln Financial Network during the 2024 Charter Dinner. The event will recognize his achievements and contributions to the financial industry. The vice president has been instrumental in driving the company's success and has shown exceptional leadership skills. LaSalle University believes that recognizing his accomplishments will inspire and motivate students pursuing careers in marketing and finance. The Charter Dinner is an annual event that celebrates the university's foundings and its commitment to excellence in education. The honoree, who is an alumnus of LaSalle, will be recognized for their outstanding contributions to the field of marketing.
It's time to jump back into campus spotlight. After a bit of a break, last week I had the chance to talk to a professor known for their creativity in the digital arts department. We uncovered some interesting aspects about their career. Let's take a look.
So my name is Zifang Li. I've been at the digital arts program at LaSalle I'm in like my 2.5 year. I'm the other full-time faculty member of the digital arts program. It's me and Professor Jeff Beatty. So I've been teaching for a while before coming to LaSalle. My first university was Kutztown University in Kutztown, PA. And then I was at the University of Maryland for a little bit, doing some adjuncting there as well. But right before I joined LaSalle, I had my first kid. I had my son. And that after I had him, I was like, I think I'm back. I'm ready to go back into the workforce. Obviously with art, always had like a interest in it, but I didn't really pursue it until undergrad. I did my undergraduate in Hunter College in New York. And so like it was very similar to LaSalle in terms of you had a general liberal arts degree and you would be able to change your major, pick a major, change a major pretty easily. Out of a whim, I decided to do like a painting class and then it kind of went from there. With digital arts, you're going to only get as much as you put into it. Not doing something just for the grade, I guess, because I know that's what students are used to and that's what they're used to with their classes, that like if they meet all the requirements then they're going to have a good grade. But one of the difficult things about digital arts is because it is a competitive field, and so like you have to kind of put yourself out there and into your work, and that requires that requires a lot. It requires a lot out of people. It's not just kind of making sure you write a sentence well.
Some interesting outlook from Professor Lee. I always love hearing from the amazing professors highlighted in Campus Spotlight. Before we head off campus, we have a quick break, but right after our very own Mike Dradis, we'll have the chance to sit down with the Director of Sexual Misconduct Advocacy and Education here at LaSalle University. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Joanna Van Thine, class of 2007, and you're watching LaSalle 56.
It's LaSalle TV.
Oh, right, of course. All right, I'll do it again. Hi, I'm Joanna Van Thine, class of 2007, and you're watching LaSalle 56. You're watching LaSalle 56. Oh, God! Hi, I'm Joanna Van Thine, class of 2007, and you're watching LaSalle 56. Can't do it. Hi, I'm Joanna Van Thine, class of 2007, and you're watching LaSalle 56. Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Joanna Van Thine, class of 2007, and you're watching LaSalle 56.
It's right behind you.
LaSalle 56.
TV.
LaSalle TV 6. LaSalle 56. And you're watching LaSalle 56. LaSalle 56. And you're watching LaSalle 56.
You're old.
Hey! And you're watching LaSalle TV. I did it. I did it. I'm not old.
Welcome back. My name is Mike Dradis, and I'm here today with Maggie Zetter, the Director of the Sexual Misconduct Advocacy and Education here at LaSalle University. She's here today to talk to us about her planning for educational programming here on campus. Maggie, I would just like to thank you for coming on the show. It's a pleasure. Just to begin, can you just share a little bit about your background and how you became to be the position at LaSalle?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Mike. So I have been working in sexual violence prevention and advocacy for about 10 years now. I started in grad school, actually. I was at Westchester University. I was lucky enough to get a graduate assistantship at the Women's Center around the time that some Title IX policies and changes were happening. And the work, honestly, just kind of got under my skin. I have a background in counseling, so it just sort of fit my superpowers, is what I like to say. I'm very good at building connections and rapport with folks pretty quickly. So once I graduated, I moved to the Crime Victim Center of Chester County. I was doing education prevention, victim advocacy. It was a rape crisis center. And then for the last 6 years, I have been working at Women in Transition, which is a domestic violence center in Philly. So I've always kind of wanted to come back to higher education. I really enjoyed my time at Westchester. You got to wear a bunch of fun different hats. And I actually knew Laura Cilia, the old physician here. So she told me she was leaving, and I applied and was lucky to get the job.
Good for you. So your role at LaSalle is the Director of Sexual Misconduct Advocacy and Education. Can you just explain what your role is at LaSalle?
I know, it's such a long title. Okay, so I'm the person who's the confidential advocate when a sexual misconduct report comes in. So I'm really here to serve as that support component. If something happens that falls along our sexual misconduct policy, you can come talk to me. I'm confidential. I'm not going to force students to do anything against their will. I'm going to list a whole bunch of on and off campus options for you. And my goal, my job is really to help support you in whatever way you want support, right? Whether that's counseling, whether that's meeting with me, whether that is going through one of our reporting policies, so Title IX or sexual misconduct. And if students want to do that, I'm there to help support and guide throughout the process, because it can be kind of long and lengthy and convoluted. In addition to that, I am here to do educational programming and try to build up some violence prevention components on campus too.
So you mentioned that you do some educational programming. Can you just explain some aspects of what your position entails in that factor of your position?
Yeah, so I started at the end of October. So this is my first full semester. So I'm still kind of getting the hang of my job. I love it. I'm doing a lot of educational programming with Greek life and athletics. I'm also really hoping to build up some more prevention programs. So in the fall, I'm looking at potentially bringing in a healthy masculinity program. That's a multi-tiered program. I'm also trying to build up our support group for survivors on campus. So yeah, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm slowly figuring out what I can and cannot do here.
And in what other ways do you communicate with the student body in order to promote what your position holds?
Yeah, so I have a lot of partnerships on campus. Trying to stay connected with Res Life, Emily and Kira and Mina over in student affairs, and being as enmeshed in other programs and committees as possible, just so folks kind of can put a name to a face. LaSalle's so small, and I think I'm new, and I have a really big, long, scary title. So my goal is I joke, it's Not Scary Maggie. Not Scary Maggie is trying to go out and help Corey with Wellness Wednesdays and just be out in the community so people get to know me, know who I am and what I do.
So you mentioned that you collaborate with many of the other faculty at LaSalle. In what ways do you contribute to the faculty and organizations at LaSalle?
Oh, good question. Well, I serve on a ton of committees. So I'm on the first year experience committee, and I think that's a really good way to, draw freshmen in, get them engaged on campus. Gives me another place to sort of interface with students. I help with that first year experience with students coming in August. What else am I doing? Corey and I both work in the wellness division, so we're doing Wellness Wednesdays, activities, events around that. And I am on a specific committee to handle and deal with sexual misconduct policies and student violations. I'm trying to think of there are a lot of committees on LaSalle, so lots of committees.
And you also mentioned that you've been here since October, so how was the transition from your past positions to working on a college campus?
Oh yeah, it's really interesting. So for the last 10 years, I have been doing advocate work on hotlines and things like that, and sort of a backup advocate, but I've mostly been doing education. So it's been really fascinating to switch, kind of put that advocate hat on a little bit more, and work with college populations, because for the last 6 years, I've been dealing with a relatively older population within Philadelphia County. So yeah, it's interesting to kind of see what I was expecting coming in, because I used to work at Westchester, was a lot more sexual assault and rape crisis issues. I'm actually seeing a lot of dating violence. So that's been something that's been interesting, a little bit concerning, and I'm hoping to do a little bit more awareness building around that. I think a lot of students who went to high school over COVID maybe didn't get that traditional initial dating experience with their parents overseeing stuff. So yeah, I am honestly a little bit concerned about the dating violence that I'm seeing on campus.
So you said that COVID did have a big impact on your position?
I think so, yeah. Especially, like I said, I was working in Philly. COVID shut people in. So the population I was dealing with might be living with the people who are abusers and kind of getting stuck more so. With college, I'm sort of seeing students haven't gotten that traditional dating experience. So when you start dating and you're on campus and you're away from your parents and you don't necessarily have the same social supports in place, I think it can be easy to lose your boundaries and easy to sort of lose an understanding of the respect that you deserve, which can make it easy to fall into or slip into those relationships where there are red flags that you're not seeing.
So what are some tips that you would give a college student that hasn't had an experience of dating, especially with COVID, people being home and not being around contact with other people? What are some tips to have a respectful relationship with another person?
Oh, okay. So before you start dating, or right when you start dating, think about what's important for you. What do you want in your relationships? And then also be aware of some of those red flags. Disrespect, someone who's really possessive and jealous, that can be kind of a warning sign that pops up early on. So if you're seeing someone and they start going through your phone, start monitoring who you're talking to, get really jealous or possessive when you talk to other people, that's a problem, right? So be aware of some of those red flags, and also be aware of the fact that you deserve respect in a relationship. You deserve to be loved for and cared for, and a healthy relationship, one person shouldn't be dragging the other person down, right? You want someone who's lifting you up and supporting you and making you feel and be the best that you can. Anything less than that, that's a problem. And if you feel like you're in that relationship, I'm talking to the camera, come see me.
That's good to know. And you mentioned one of the red flags if somebody is like looking through your phone, and in today's world, social media is a big aspect of everybody's lives.
Yes.
So in what ways does social media affect people's relationships with the sexual misconduct?
Well, you definitely have to be worrying about, I think, like nudes, revenge porn that can happen, people recording things without folks' consent. You also have to be careful of, like, we communicate so much through apps and stuff. If someone's asking for your passwords, if someone's kind of going through your stuff, that's a no-go. Don't let them do that.
Well, Maggie, I thank you so much for being on the show. Well, that's all we have time for today. We'll have one short commercial break, but don't go anywhere because we'll have a lot more to share with you right after this.
As birthplace to the first volunteer fire companies, Philadelphia is home to one of the nation's premier fire museums. Fireman's Hall Museum displays the city's fire history in addition to promoting fire safety. You can visit Fireman's Hall Museum in Old City at 147 North 2nd Street. Visit firemanshallmuseum.org to learn more, or watch the museum's show, Curator's Corner, on LaSalle TV.
I drive 65,000 miles each year in my bus. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. You don't want to be in the blind spot of a 40,000-pound bus when I have less than a second to react. I do what I can by changing lanes and taking turns slowly. It really helps when people look out for me too. Give me room to operate safely. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Welcome back. In an unexpected spectacle on Philadelphia's I-95, a horse was spotted galloping down the northbound lanes near the Girard Avenue exit early Tuesday morning. Lucky for commuters, the peculiar incident occurred before the morning rush, minimizing traffic complications. The horse, believed to have fled from one of the city's urban riding clubs rather than escaping a trailer, was skillfully corralled by police in Port Richmond unharmed. Angelo Palmer, an eyewitness, captured the unusual scene on video. The adventurer was since been safely retrieved and returned to the secure location, marking an unusual but incident-free chapter in Philadelphia's urban horse tales.
A man was lucky to survive a violent attempted robbery early last Sunday morning taking place between the 8th and Market Street SEPTA concourse. The 46-year-old male was passing through the Broadridge spur of the subway when the offender struck him 6 times in the head with a hatchet, as well as kicking him repeatedly, he informed police. He was then treated for lacerations to the back of his head and body, as well as bruising to his face. A statement released by police notified the public that the victim, quote, encountered a male wielding a hatchet and demanding valuables in what appeared to be a robbery attempt. Officials have also named 28-year-old Kenneth Rogers as the primary suspect, taking him into custody shortly after. Rogers had an active warrant from Philadelphia police for an unrelated attempted murder and is currently awaiting the ability to make bail.
In a bizarre incident in Center City, Philadelphia, authorities seek public assistance in identifying a suspect involved in a unique car theft. The incident occurred on February 19th, where an individual wearing a surgical mask broke into a car parked on 2300 block on Ray Street. The suspect, caught on surveillance around 4:30 a.m., made off with a staggering 26 spine implants, valued at over $100,000. After the theft, the suspect was spotted leaving the parking garage with a trash bag in hand. This unusual crime raises concerns about the motives behind stealing specialized medical equipment. Philadelphia police are urging anyone with information to come forward, emphasizing the significance of community collaboration in solving this strange case. Authorities are determined to apprehend the suspect and recover the stolen medical implants, ensuring the safety of the community and the integrity of medical resources.
The Philadelphia City Council is considering a proposal to restrict 24/7 businesses in the Kensington neighborhood due to concerns about crime and quality of life. The move comes as a part of a larger effort to address the drug epidemic and homelessness in the area. Supporters argue that limiting business hours will help curb illegal activities and improve residents' safety and well-being. However, opponents, including business owners, argued that this measure unfairly targets legitimate establishments and could adversely affect the local economy. The proposal is still in the initial stages, and its final outcome stays uncertain.
A few weeks ago, Maddie and I had the opportunity to go to the Philadelphia Zoo and check out Thomas Dambo's Trolls, Save the Humans exhibit. We got to walk around and check out all the amazing sculptures and see what it was all about.
So Thomas Dambo is a world-renowned artist who has been creating sculptures out of recycled materials for at least over 15 years, and he creates some absolutely amazing things. A lot of his work has actually taken place in Europe, in his native Denmark and other places nearby, but there are also plenty of trolls, like the ones you see behind me, here in the United States. So we are very happy to be hosting 6 of these trolls here at Philadelphia Zoo. Trolls Save the Humans is an absolutely incredible piece of art that you will not be able to see anywhere else nearby. So if you are interested in art, in sustainability, in creativity, in just seeing something new that you've never seen before, we think you should come and check it out because it's only going to be here a short period of time. The point of this experience is to teach humans about how we can actually save ourselves. The mission of the Philadelphia Zoo is all about saving animals and wildlife and wild places. And in this exhibit, we're actually kind of turning that around and learning about how we as humans can save ourselves. We rely on the environment every single day, just like our wildlife does. So it's important for us to remember that if we want to save animals and habitats, we have to save humans too. And these trolls are here to help us learn just how to do that. So we are hoping that the community that comes to visit Philadelphia Zoo will take away from this experience an opportunity to change the way that they see how they themselves impact the world. These trolls are wanderers. This is actually a traveling exhibit. We're just one stop on their trip throughout the United States, so we are very happy and honored to be able to host them for just a few short months.
And here we have Basebula, who is the 3rd troll out of the whole exhibition, and he here expresses how you don't need to always follow the rules to show your beauty in art, to express yourself, right? He loves to make mud creations, and he definitely believes in just not having to follow the rules when it comes down to making art. So here we have the jewelry that Comic-Con actually created herself. This is all recyclable items that were found in the ocean itself. With that being said, just converting something such as trash into something beautiful. I had a great time getting to experience this exhibit, and if you haven't already, I highly recommend it. Heading down to the Philadelphia Zoo to check it out. The exhibit is open through April 15th, and for information, you can visit www.philadelphiazoo.org. And now, with some heartwarming news, a 3-legged American pit bull captured the hearts of Alicia and Andrew Alderson when they adopted her in 2017. But their journey took an unexpected turn when they discovered a 3-centimeter growth on her back left leg, turning out to be a mast cell tumor. Traditional surgical options were ruled out due to the 8-year-old's unique circumstance of already having only 3 legs. Luckily, a drug approved by the FDA 3 years ago has been transforming mast cell tumor treatment and was a perfect fit for the family. Dr. Emily Moser at Town and Country Veterinarians and Pet Resort in Gainesville said the dog, Annabelle Lee, was an ideal candidate for the Stelfonta in general. The cost of such medication is likely similar to the cost of surgery to cut out a tumor, but it's less invasive. And anesthesia, which is risky for some older dogs, is not required. The Aldersons expressed deep gratitude for the cancer treatment that saved their loving pup. Because the couple cannot have children, their pets are beloved family members, and this option gave their little girl back. Today, Annabelle Lee is cancer-free and back to her normal, playful self, with likely years of life in her future.
18 third graders and a teacher at the Vena Stewart Elementary School in Gallatin, Tennessee, were hospitalized last month after a classroom incident involving dry ice. A code orange, which indicates hazardous material has spilled, was issued around 9:30 a.m. and was cleared out about an hour later. It was reported to officials that following an indoor science experiment, several of the students complained of feeling ill. To aid on the side of caution, all the students, along with their teacher, were transported to nearby hospitals for proper examination. They were released the same day in stable condition. Dry ice turns into carbon dioxide as it melts and is likely the cause of the sudden illnesses. The Gallatin Fire Department has since thoroughly assessed and ventilated the affected classroom.
In an unexpected announcement, Apple is strongly advising users against the common DIY practice of placing wet iPhones in rice to absorb moisture. This information on Apple's support page explicitly warns that such method may introduce small rice particles that could potentially damage the devices. The caution extends to persuading users from using rice to compressed air cans or external heat sources instead of drying. Instead, the endorsed approach involves gently wiping the wet iPhone dry and allowing it to air dry naturally until every trace of moisture evaporates. A crucial note emphasizes refraining from plugging the phones into chargers until they are completely dry. While wireless charging remains a safe alternative, Apple's extreme emphasis on natural drying methods and the potential risk linked to conventional practices indicates a shift in the conventional wisdom of dealing with water-exposed electronics. This change signifies Apple's commitment to maintaining the integrity of its devices and leading users to more effective and secure ways to handling a wet iPhone. As the tech giant leads this paradigm shifts in guidance, it prompts users to reconsider their traditional methods and adapt to Apple's evolving recommendations for the optimal care of their devices.
Well, that just about does it for this episode of LTV News. We'll see you next time with more fun and exciting stories, but until then, you can find us on the web as well as the rest of LaSalle TV on our Facebook and Instagram page. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so tweet at us using our Twitter handle and start the conversation.
And if you missed the scoop and you want to see it, you can find episodes on YouTube under our LaSalle TV Philly page. Thank you to our crew and viewers for helping make this show possible. We look forward to many more successful episodes this season. So see you soon. But for now, I'm Jackie Reyes.
And I'm Maddie Geyer. Don't forget to tune in next time for more fun stories, but until then, thanks for watching LTV News, where the action never stops.